time. So we go to the next page, and the next page here, now I think I'll have to stop the CD-ROM, because there's some new grammar coming up. And from the look of it, here we have something we refer to as modal verbs. There's a topic we want to introduce here. We have less than 8 minutes, but I can still say something about it. So we'll talk about modal verbs. It is a new group of verbs, and I say this is a group of 6 verbs, of which unlike many other verbs, they don't express actions. So there are 6. That's the first thing you can know, at least not very so complicated. There are only 6. And we know usually a verb describes an action, but we are saying these 6 verbs do not express actions. So what do they express? We say they express moods. Thus, the name modal verbs. These moods, of course, are feelings. Generally speaking, they express. Now, that is not enough to say they express moods. So what do they express? We say they express possibility. Of course, possibility is it is possible to do something. They also express ability to be able to do something. They express obligation. Obligation is when you're supposed or when you must do something. They express request, when you want something to be done. They also express supposition, when you suppose something should happen. Yeah, and they can also express a want, if not a wish. Sometimes you may want something or you may wish something. So this is what we say these verbs are. Is a group of 6, as we have said, and they don't express actions. They express, of course, moods, feelings for that matter, and wishes. So we can go further and say that they include. So which are these verbs now? These verbs, of course, we'll put them first of all in German, and then we'll put them in English. The first of them will be können, and the können is can, or to be able to. The next one is müssen. That is must, or if you want, to be obliged to. The next one is dürfen. Dürfen is may, or to ought to. May or to ought to. We also have morgen, not Morgan, but morgen with umlaut. Morgen is to want. We also have wollen, and the wollen is will, or to intend to. And lastly, because we are saying there are 6, we have sollen, which could be shall. In other words, to be said to, or even to be supposed to. So these are the 6 modal verbs. We say we have dürfen. Okay, we have können, we have müssen, we have dürfen, we have morgen, we have wollen, and sollen. They are 6. So which means it will be very easy. For example, if you see there on top of what we have on the screen, we have können and we have müssen. And that's why I said I'll have to take a break from this, so that from the CD-ROM, because there's no way you can go further until you understand these verbs and even how they are conjugated. So the next thing we shall talk about is modal verbs present tense conjugation. Modal verbs present tense conjugation. How do we conjugate these verbs? Of course, as I told you earlier, they should be different from the other usual verbs which we know. It should be an irregular form of conjugation. And after now we know how they are conjugated, then we go to their use. And it is a topic we should not take us more than half an hour to accomplish. But from the look of time now, I think we only have 3 minutes remaining. And I can't extend because I have another class coming immediately after yours. So I'll have to take a break at that point. When we meet again, I'll discuss the modal verb present tense conjugation. After that, I'll even give you notes, share with you some prepared notes for you to go through, and even share some videos where possible and extra materials. It's an important group of verbs we should also understand without any doubt. And then therefrom, of course, we continue with our discussion. I'm sure after a few pages on the CD-ROM, we shall also come across the other type of verbs, which I believe during our next lesson we'll be able to complete that discussion. So yeah, I think I'll have to stop at that point unless there's anything else you want me to say. Yeah, so yes, anything else we're gonna see? I want to stop at that particular point for today, and then we continue next week. Tomorrow we cannot have a makeup class unless it is later in the day. I told you the other day I wanted us to have a class on Friday, but I realized that I've got class on Monday and Friday actually. They said the time we have our German, I also have French on Monday and on Friday. But maybe if you can be available later, you let me know in terms of tomorrow or even on Monday. But this later could be mostly in the evening. In fact, I can be available from 7:30 in the evening up to around 9 on Mondays, Fridays. So if you're available later, let me know and then we see. I'm saying so because I don't have a fixed time for you on these other days. So I have to ask you your availability. Remember, I have said that despite the fact that your program is the normal course of just 3 lessons a week and also 90 minutes, I would wish a case where we could have had this running from Monday to Friday. Sometimes we don't just look at the money, we look at what the results and the time as well. We don't have to take so much time doing this. But if we don't have availability, we cannot force it. So you let me know your convenience, your availability. If it's not possible, then our next lesson is coming on Tuesday next week, Wednesday, Thursday as usual. But on Monday and Friday, I can be available. I had a class, but that guy was a little bit held up for this month in the evening, 7:30 to 9. I might be having some other openings in the course of the day in between, but then actually I will share the timetable so that you can be able to see my openings and see what you can be able to say in case of any availability, so that in case you are to want us to have a discussion, then you can be able to say when it is that you are available. My timetable keeps on changing because again, when I get new students coming up, I always have to accommodate them according to my availability, just like I did with you. So that is what I'm sharing with you for you to see. Actually, you can see it that